birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
What is that? It is your birthday period.
Statement of fact.
Not even an exclamation point?
This is more professional.
I appreciate that, Mr. Terrence. I appreciate that. And it is all fine and dandy. I do not mind repeating what I was talking about. Just give me 1 second. All right. Hopefully that helps a lot more. And I do apologize in advance if you see two microphones in front of my face. There's nothing I can do about that because I refuse to get this out of my face because it's the aesthetics of the room and I don't want to change that. I don't want to be the guy that puts a damper in the great appearance of the studio. But anyways, what I was saying was today is the day of your boy JDQ. And by the day of your boy JDQ, what I mean is, it is a day in remembrance of, in memory of, and celebration and acknowledgement of the boy JDQ being spawned into existence in the year 1988. It was a beautiful day in 1988. It was the most glorious day that mankind in history had experienced. You know, the flowers were blooming, the birds were chirping a beautiful song unto the Lord. You know, the waters of the waterfalls were falling ever so gently into the pools of the Lake Minnetonka, you know. And of course, the sun was shining all at the same time. You know, you had the animals just potentially, you know, making babies left and right because of how happy and peaceful they were on the day of August 30th, 1988. You know, great things happen on that day. Very, very great things happen on that day. Red from Kanto with the Drake's birthday. My friend, I appreciate those words. Sadly, I do have to point out that Mr. Aubrey wishes his birthday was on August. He wishes that he had the great opportunity to be in the circle of, as some people would call us, the Virgos. A lot of people want to be Virgos. A lot of people strive to be Virgos. A lot of people wish that they were Virgos, but alas, it is not given unto them. It is not possible. They can try all they want. They can try until the last breath, but the reality is that when truth hits, the devastation comes to a complete halt in acknowledging the greatness of we the Virgos, we the people. Yeah, man, I imagine it was you, bro. I imagine it was you. It's all good. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. We have a few people here in the birthday stream, and I really do genuinely, truly appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. You don't have to be here. Everybody has their lives to live. Everybody has their own little worlds to tend to. So anytime I see any one of you guys on a stream with me, I really do have to acknowledge that I am grateful, that I'm thankful. I mean, it goes beyond words. How happy it makes me to see every single one of you guys here, even if it's for a few seconds, a few minutes, or the entirety of tonight's stream. It's going to be a fun stream. It's nothing serious, nothing crazy, nothing philosophical. It's straight up just, me having a little fun, showing some things off, all that good stuff. And yes, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Red saying, seriously, glad to have known you, my guy. You're one of the best people to host a podcast with and have a conversation with. It's funny that you say that, because on the last stream I did like a couple days ago, I was actually saying, how and I have to be very careful on how I phrase things, because I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I don't think lowly of myself. I don't think I'm worthless. I don't think any of that. But at the same time, I'm not arrogant. If I'm like that good, nice in between, where it's like I'm confident enough in myself, but I'm not overly confident to where I come off as like a douche or an arrogant, so ho. And it surprises me how a lot of people, whether it be like in the live chats or comments in the DMs, Facebook Messenger, or just direct messages to my phone, every now and then someone will say, like, it's really nice to have a conversation with you. You're open-minded, you're knowledgeable in some areas, and it's always nice to have like a deep conversation with you. And to me, it's just, it's just regular, like how some people in the South would say, it's just little old me. You know what I mean? It's nothing crazy. I'm not like a pastor or nothing like that. Not a psychologist, nothing major. I'm not extremely intelligent, at least not in my opinion. But I'm not dumb either, if that makes sense. Just one moment. All right. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all those positive comments you guys are leaving on here. And I know every single one of you guys actually means it. So, it really does touch my heart. And what I'm going to be doing tonight is just talking about myself, but not in a, how do I say this? Not in a self-absorbed way. I'll be talking about myself in the sense of like letting you guys get to know me a little better or a little more, especially those of you who had just subscribed to the channel, who haven't seen too many videos where I do like actual podcast episodes with like the team or just live streams on my own. There's a few new people to the channel, and I guess this is a good time, if not ever a better time, to reintroduce myself and allow you guys into my head, into my heart, into my soul, and just kind of like letting you guys know what I'm all about, basically. William says, you keep half of us from losing our minds, as it's good you're talking about your thoughts on this crazy world we live in. Yeah, man, and that's what it's really all about, to be honest with you. I see some of the comments that William's always bringing like amazing, awesome, very insightful information of like what's going on around the world, mostly either like where he's at or just news that he comes across from like international news and all that good stuff. And so I always appreciate William's comments and other people that join in on the streams a lot more frequent. You guys do like 75% of the work sometimes of like topics that I bring up on the stream, whether it be like on a chill stream or like an informative stream. So, you guys have to thank yourselves as well when it comes to all that. See if I'm missing anyone else. Yeah. And to correct someone in the live chat, sadly, I would love to believe that I turned 25. I feel like I'm 25. I look like I'm 24, but I actually turned 35. So you're gonna have to bear with me. And thank you so much. Beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, fantastic, phenomenal, amazing Emily Rose. Round of applause for Emily Rose is in the house. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. But real quick, a quick shout out to everyone in the stream as of this moment, and then we'll get right into the stream. All right. We have William, we have Emily, we have Terrence, we have Red, we have Veronica, we have, let's see if I see anyone else. No, that's just showing me there's like a couple more people in here, but I can't see them right away. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. Now you say that, I was at the comic book store. I was at my local comic book store, and I wasn't gonna buy anything at all, but I did. And I'll tell you guys why and how. I was in the comic book store and I was looking around, and you know, based off of like what my parents taught me when I was younger. They always told me, hey, it never hurts to ask or whatever. And I've always been a person that I've never shied away from asking if I'm like in doubt or have like a serious concern or whatever. And I was just curious to see if the guy had any discounts or could make a discount for me on my birthday. So I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, I know it's gonna sound like a weird question, but just I have to ask, just out of curiosity. Do you happen to have a discount of some sort for like someone's like birthday, like if it's like someone's birthday? And he was like, well, I mean, typically I don't do that. It's not something I do. But is it your birthday? I'm like, yeah, it's my birthday. I can show you my license if you need me to. And he was like, no, it's okay. So what I'll do is like whatever you pick out of the store, as long as it doesn't belong to like a consignment or whatever, then it's like half off. Like whatever you find is like half off, and that included like grails, that included key issues, it included anything as long as it wasn't already in a consignment order. So I was like, all right, bet, nice, cool. Like I appreciate that. And so I did find one issue, and we'll get to that issue and a bunch of other stuff I want to show you guys in a second. But before we get into the show officially, because I will have the team on here with me around 9:30 or later. One of the things that I mentioned earlier is I wanted to like reintroduce myself to you guys. Some of you already know me. Well, actually, most of you on here already know me. But like I said earlier too, there's a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new viewers of the channel, and I guess this is a good time to like reintroduce myself. For years, not seen them for a few years. They look like they aged 20 years. That's funny, yo. That is funny. All right, so real quick, yes, I was born on the 30th of August, 1988. I already mentioned earlier, it was like the greatest day on the face of the earth. Because once I was born, it's game over. It was like there was no better time to live than that day. I'm just kidding, of course. I'm not. I don't really think that, but I'm sure my parents think that way or something, or my grandmother. But no, I was born. I don't know if it was like early morning or if it was like late at night or whatever, but I was indeed born on this day in 1988. And thankfully, and this is something that I have to say a lot because I know not many people have the privilege, or not privilege, they don't have the blessing or the fortune to like be raised in a legitimate, genuine Christian household or home. I had that blessing that I was born into a home where they really genuinely like served God. They chased after God, and they lived for God, and they still live for God to this day. Like just these two people, my parents, throughout the years, I've seen them serve God, and I'm beyond glad and proud and happy that I had the blessing to be raised by them in a household that truly loved God with all their heart and served God with all their heart, mind, and soul. And I say it all the time. I'm born pretty much into like a family of like musicians. My father, he's like a multi-talented like artist. He sings, he plays the guitar, plays the piano, plays the drums, plays percussion, plays the bass. He does it all basically. Uh, from like my mom's side, it's weird because so my mom, she's like a great teacher. She's like really good with like numbers, really good with like remembering things, and her mind and brain is like really really awesome in that sense. And on her side of things, we have like my grandfather, her dad. He's really good with like a lot of things like craftsmanship, building houses, breaking down houses, doing anything involved with like woodwork and all these other things that also I, from time to time I enjoy doing as well. It's not something that I frequently do, but when I am given a chance or opportunity to work with wood or anything related to that, I enjoy it. It's nice. It's like a therapy. Um, and of course, I have like my two siblings, my older brother, my younger sister. The three of us, like as far as like music goes, we came out like from like my dad's side of things. I naturally gifted in the percussion area, so almost anything percussion I can play it just fine naturally. But you know, I'm a drummer by trade, um, and I used to sing at some point. I used to write a lot of poetry, a lot of songs, um, and so I'm just like a lot into the arts, right? And I'm glad I ended on that word of note because when I say arts, notice how I said arts with an S at the end. That includes like um, music art, visual art, graphic art, abstract art, any form of art. Basically, I love it and I cherish it, and it's you have my attention when it comes to if you'd like tell me right now, like, hey man, I did this like mural or whatever. I'd be like, show it to me, like right now. Like, send me a picture right now or like a video, because I'm into that stuff. Like, I'm not an expert. I'm not trying to say I could work at a museum or something like that. But a date at a museum sounds nice to me. Is all I'm trying to say. I appreciate art in every form possible, right? Um. So no, no one did, and that's fine. Um, I want to think like the last, I don't know, I don't want to stretch it. The last 5 years or so, um, if there isn't any cake, I don't feel bad. It's not like a huge deal to me personally. It's not like I'm not gonna feel like, oh, they don't love me because I don't have a cake. That's not the way I look at cakes or feel about cakes. Like if they have one already, that's cool, that's great, fantastic, phenomenal, awesome, right? But if not, I'll be like, that's fine. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. But it's funny that you asked that because I'm pretty sure someone else is gonna ask that at some point, and I'm gonna be like, nope, no cake. But like I said, it's not a big deal. Um, but anyways, so I'm into art, right? And I've been into art for as far back as I can remember. And one art form that I know a lot of you guys already know that I'm into, but maybe newer subscribers or viewers don't know right away. I'm a huge comic book fan. Now, a lot of people who are into the comic book world, it's funny because there's like a weird balance. There's the person who reads the stories of the comic book, and they'll like get into the comics because of the storylines and the story arcs and like these different like character backgrounds and all that. Um, and they get into it because of that, and then they'll leave the artwork for a secondary, right? With me, it's the other way around. Like I'm mostly drawn to comics because of the artwork And obviously, sure, yeah, I'll read the issue at least once just to read it and just to like know what it's about. But I won't get into like this huge like ordeal of like having to memorize like the story of the issue, and you know, have to like memorize like the characters like first appearance and who featured on it or who did like a first appearance or whatever, or like a cameo. Like I, you know, that stuff is like beyond me. It's like whatever. But I'm drawn into the artwork first, and then everything else, you know, afterwards. You were right about New Lockdown. Yeah, man. See, I told you guys. I told you. William says, not to spoil your birthday, but you were right about new lockdowns, etc. As a few days ago, hospitals, chemists, etc. all wear masks. Also, brand new juice for Republic in a few weeks here. Yeah, man. I'm not a prophet and nothing like that, but when I have gut feelings, I have to like speak out about or like on them. So, but anyways, the reason I'm bringing up the whole comic book thing, and by the way, one of the main reasons I'm even into comics is my dad. Now, let me set the record straight. My dad is not a comic book freak. He's not a comic book. He's not even a comic book enthusiast. But the thing is, he used to be big on like Superman and Batman. And a little before my brother and me were born, he had like already some issues under his belt just because he liked the characters. You know what I mean? And then when my brother and me were born, he bought a few more, and then he kind of like introduced us to that whole world. And the first superhero that I remember vividly being a fan of was Batman. And so that's like the first superhero that I like leaned towards, like, you know, and I say it all the time, my favorites from both sides, you know, on the DC side, Batman will always be like my favorite. And on the Marvel side, Spider-Man will be my favorite, no matter what happens. But so, yeah, growing up in the 90s, you know, every now and then, like my dad would like, would it be like on a weekend or like, you know, just summertime or just spare the moment times or Christmas time or whatever, he would take us to the comic book store. And this was mostly in West Palm Beach, if I remember correctly. I forget the name of the store, but I still remember how it looks. I remember the layout of it. And I remember like it was yesterday. It was an awesome store. And it's still around nowadays because I did check some time ago and it's still running, thankfully. Um, and that's where I got my beginnings in to what later became like a respect for comics, because that's where like, you know, dad bought us like our first comics and everything. So I've got that emotional attachment to that store. But also too, I have like a lot of emotional attachments to, you know, some of the issues that I saw at the time. Shredder in auction as it sold. That was amazing. No, I did not know that. But that's funny that you bring that up because I have I have an idea I want to run by you guys, and um, hopefully before the stream ends, I can bring up the idea that I have in mind to do at some point. Um, don't anybody move. Don't anybody go anywhere. Give me 1 second. I do have to send something to the boys here just to let them into the stream and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Oh, I see you. You put the link already. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can. Have to go over here and. pull it up on this side because StreamYard, they have a lot to change to, make it like better. All right, so let's see what that's all about. But yeah, as we wait for me to load up the link that William just shared with us, what I'm going to be doing tonight is sharing with all of you comic issues that I hold nearest and dearest to my heart, and that I won't be selling anytime soon. I'll eventually sell some of them at some point way down the line, but some of them I won't sell at all. Like there's some issues that are way too close to my heart and have way too much of a high emotional attachment to them that I will never sell. Even if someone offered me like millions of dollars, I probably would still not sell it. So give me 1 second. I have to pull up the tab on the stream on a separate tab. All right, this is going to be interesting. I can already tell. All right, Hot Wheels type, awesome. Yeah, I pulled up the video. I'm going to show it in a second. I just gotta. Don't go anywhere, guys. It's going to be interesting. I can already tell.
A work by the street artist known as Banksy sold at auction the other day for well over $1 million. Then something happened that was, well, surreal. Here's Sunday morning's Lee Cowan.
Paintings that sell for $1.4 million don't generally make news at Sotheby's. But when the gavel fell on The Girl with the Balloon, this Chardonnay-sipping affair became a piece of pop culture. A remote-controlled shredder hidden in the painting's frame began chewing its way through the canvas, a shock to everyone, including its new unnamed owner.
Street art has a short lifespan.
It's the painter himself taking credit. The elusive Banksy, who posted an Instagram video that he says shows him secretly installing the teeth into the frame. Why? Performance art, says art critic Jerry Saltz.
I don't know if it's a message so much as him saying, enough. You put your hammer down on my work, I'm putting my hammer down on your work.
Known as a guerrilla artist, he normally paints where he's not supposed to, mostly on buildings and walls the world over.
That's pretty
He's done
cool.
stunts before,
Love
like when
it.
he placed a life-size replica of a Guantanamo Bay detainee in the middle of a children's ride at Disneyland. What he does, even by destroying something,
Awesome.
has a certain market value.
It's so voracious and mindless that my guess is by now they've
Thank
all
you,
decided
White Dove. I appreciate
now
that.
the work is worth twice as much.
I
There's a lot of
appreciate it.
head-scratching going on at Sotheby's, which insists it was not in on the prank. But by turning to ribbons one of his most iconic images, Banksy has at the very least stayed true to his mission,
That's pretty
making
cool.
a statement while forcing the rest of us
The guy was
think.
sweating bricks, boy.
Lee Cowan, CBS News, Los Angeles.
That's funny. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I respect the man with that type of mindset towards his artwork. Thanks for sharing that, man. I appreciate it. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna be showing you guys comics in my personal collection that either I won't be selling anytime soon or I won't be selling at all. But before we get to my already like these comics, I took them out of my safe. Yes, I do have a safe for my comics. At least the ones that I value the most. Nothing crazy. It's not like a giant safe on the wall, nothing like that. It's a small safe. now I feel like Kevin Hart now. That moment where he's talking about how oh man, it feels a lot more powerful now. Y'all remember that one joke that Kevin Hart made in one of his old specials where he's talking about there was a cookie situation where his daughter wanted a cookie and the mom said no, and then she asked him and he's like, well, what'd your mom say? He's like, oh, she said that she was like cleaning the house and that I wasn't allowed to, or something like that. He was like, well, I'm the king of the house. And he says that he took his ladder to go to the top of the fridge to get the cookies down. And then everybody started laughing because when you say ladder, you're thinking about like an actual like ladder. And he's like, it wasn't like a big ladder. It was a small ladder. It was a thug ladder, like 2-step. They tap, grab the box or whatever. But now, speaking about the safe, like that's how I feel. I feel like I have to clarify. It's not a giant safe on the wall of my room, like where I have like gold bricks in there or whatever. It's a small safe I have like in the corner of my room somewhere. But yeah, that's where I put like my most prized like personal comics that I value the most. So before I share those, I will share what I found today at the local comic book store, which the guy, I don't know if I finished telling the story, but yeah, he gave me half off on this issue, which, is a great discount on an already affordable book to begin with. I don't know if the camera will do it justice or whatever, because I have the green screen behind me, but I'll do my best to show you guys which one it is. So it is The Amazing Spider-Man number 258. All right. For those of you who know what this issue is and why it's sort of like a key issue, then I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to explain why, but for those of you who know why, then now you know. Now you know that your boy is the proud owner of number 258. And yeah, man, it was going for $12, but he gave me half off, so I got it for $6. So this is like technically in a way like me treating myself to something on my birthday. So but yeah, I got excited when I first, like kind of skipped through the issues and I saw, I was like, you know what? I almost never see it around in back issues, so why not? Especially at $6. Yeah, it's a steal for me. Yes, that is correct, Terrence. Good eye. Good attention to detail. Yeah, it is. It is straight up pieces of history. And that's the thing, man. Like a lot of people, they have a misconception. Like they think for the most part, like if someone's like into comics or whatever, they're automatically like labeled whatever they're labeled, right? But the thing is, like I said earlier, what really makes me gravitate towards these like issues and like comic books is the art and the history behind the art. Because the thing is, this is literally like American art history, whether people want to accept it or not, or whether people want to acknowledge it or not. It really is a piece of American art history. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that one I got today. I'm pretty excited about that. And it's pretty cool. I've been wanting that issue for like some time now. It's not like a mega grail or nothing like that. I don't think it is McFarlane. Let me double check. And I usually don't do this, especially not with issues that I just bought. But from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it was McFarlane. But I could be wrong. I'll let you know in a second. The only reason I say that is because of the way the suit is drawn. Normally I'd be wearing gloves, but it's my birthday. So we will leave the gloves to the side. I'll just be very careful with it as to not ruin the corners. Let's see. James. No, I don't think. Nope. So you got man, I'm looking for information of like the cover art, but no, McFarlane was not a part of this one. You got Tom DeFalco, the writer, Ron Frenz, the penciler, Joseph Rubinstein, the inker, Bob Sharon, the colorist. So, but no, sadly, this is not one of McFarlane's works. If that would have been cool, because I love McFarlane's take on like the webbing and all that. He really did make, you know, the webbing look a lot more exciting and exaggerated. So, Tom DeFalco, yep. So, but I mean, the artwork on this one is clean. It's like almost as if it was done like nowadays, to be honest with you. Oh boy. Okay. That was a close one. That's why I don't like when people put regular tape, like Scotch tape on the bags, because I always get scared that it's gonna touch the comic and it's gonna like rip the rip the cover off or something like that. But thankfully it didn't touch it, so we're good. All right, so in no particular order, I'm going to show you guys some of the top most, at least in my opinion, what I believe to be the more or most valuable issues in my personal collection. Like I said earlier, that I won't be selling anytime soon, or I won't be selling at all, in no particular order, except for like maybe the last one. The very, very last one I'll show you guys, that's like almost the only one that I'm not selling at all. No matter what offers I get, I will not be selling that at all whatsoever. But it'll take a few to get to that one. So first one I'll show you guys, and a lot of these I've shown already on some of the other streams or videos, but it's just like a recap. So, you know, this is McFarlane right here. This is where like the whole webbing situation got crazy. You know what I mean? And he really did do Spider-Man a lot more justice when it came to the webbing and the suit. You know, it was a dramatic shift in the artwork of Spider-Man, and I think it was all better for it. So this one, you know, it's not the most valuable variant of the, what do you call it? This is actually number one. But I know which one you're talking about. The issue 300 is the one where he's like jumping through like a circle, and he's like grabbing onto like webbing or whatever, and he's like almost as if he's like jumping out of the cover. This is number one though. This is issue number one. But what I was gonna say was, this isn't even like the rarest or most valuable variant, because I think the most valuable one has like green or whatever, like a lime green look to it. This is like the gold one, right? So it's not like extremely valuable in the market, but it's extremely valuable to me, because when I was young and I was growing up in the 90s, I used to see this issue in all the different like colors, like silver, gold, black, whatever. And I was like, I wanted all of them. Like when I was, but you know, being like a 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, I don't have the money to buy any of that. Do you remember the ones that had holograms? Yeah, I do remember those, because that it's so crazy, man. The ones that had the holographic or like hologram stickers on it, it was a gimmick. Like anything that you find in the 90s that had, like on a comic at least, where it had like a holographic or a hologram look to it, or like a really, really extreme like foil cover to it, were all gimmicks to get people to like buy those issues, because at that point, a lot of people were trying to sell their issues on the secondary market for like a lot more, you know, and they were trying to come out with like ways to like get people to like keep buying comics, and it was just like one of those things that it didn't last long, but it was like a couple of years where they were doing like foil covers, they were doing hologram covers. It was crazy. Well, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. A lot of us bought a lot of those. Terrence saying, but it worked because my dad bought a few more. It really did work. It really did. Because the thing is, they look nice. They really do look nice, and they look unique, right? They look special. They look like it'll catch your eye right away. But yes, they were also bought with the intention of also being, you know, sold on the secondary market, because everybody wanted to be a part of that. They wanted to ride that train of like reselling their issue in the secondary market with hopes of like, you know, getting like a high payoff of it, right? And what happened was, because the secondary market had like a oversaturation of people trying to do that, people started like buying less and less and less over time. But yeah, when from the jump, a lot of people were buying like the full covers, the hologram covers, the hollow full covers, and I think we had a few of those ourselves actually, mostly X-Men related titles. But it was good times, man. It was a good time to be alive, because it was all exciting regardless. Whether you wanted to resell it or not, or just wanted to keep it for yourself, it was still awesome. Pick on top of a pig. Yeah. That is amazing. And I'll tell you why. It's actually, no, I was going to say I almost confused myself. It's actually one of the ones that I need to like complete the set, because I do want to complete this set of like, there's a gold one, there's a black one, there's a silver one, the lime green one. I think there's like 5 or 6 different variants to this issue that I showed you guys just now. That is, you know what, man, you're gonna have to get on one day with me, and we're gonna have to share and compare. Even though we lost like, I want to say 70% of our collection months ago, because, or last year actually, when Dad returned from PR and brought back a lot of the comic book collection, termites had gotten a hold of them and had like eaten through like more than half of the collection. And we're talking about 90s books, we're talking about 80s books, we're talking about 70s books. It was bad. I almost cried, because it was a lot of like the old Batman collection. And it hurt, because like we did our part to keep everything like protected, but the problem was that where the comics were placed, like they were bagged and boarded. They were in boxes, like short boxes, but not actual short boxes. They were in short box sized boxes, right? And then they were placed inside like plastic containers. But I guess the area where they were in my brother's house, where they were like outside and all that, I don't know how the termites got into the plastic container and then the box. But yeah, they really ate through more than half of the collection. And it's crazy. It was mostly Dad's collection, sadly. Of course, like the older issues that would have gone for more. But also like it also went through a lot of like my brother and me's like collection, you know. Oh, that's beautiful, man. I can't wait to compare. I don't have as much anymore because of that happening, but the collection I do have is mostly like my personal collection, meaning a collection I had restarted in around 2016 up until now. So, but we'll definitely do that one day, bro. I'll have you on here. We'll share collections. We'll talk about our favorite issues, our favorite covers, and all that. And I appreciate the words. That's awesome. Thank you for your sentiment. All right, so the next one up is it's like the black and silver version of that last one I showed you guys. Again, this is just like one of my favorite covers of all time because, again, growing up in the 90s, I would see both of these, or all 5 or 7 of these, like different colored variants to this issue on the wall in the store. And I'd be like, yo, I want all of them. I want all of them. I need them all. But it's the same one. The only difference is it's like black and silver, right? All right. So one thing you guys got to know about me is I have a favorite version or iteration of Spider-Man, and it's not who you think it is. Matter of fact, make your guess now. Make your guess in the live chat who you think my favorite version of Spider-Man is in the comment section in the live chat. And when I say version, I mean like, version or iteration or costume, however you want to call it. But it's my personal favorite version of all times of Spider-Man. And while it's not the greatest, or not greatest, it's not the biggest key issue for this character, it's a key issue nonetheless. If I need that to happen, JQ and Terrence. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people in the community, in the comic book community, it's like frowned upon to go after like variant covers. But in my opinion, like, thanks to variant covers, we do get like some of these great, unique, original forms of these like costumes and like the artwork and the different takes on the character, different takes of like, shadow, hashtagging on them, just like different forms and ways of expressing through the cartoonist or the artist that specific character. So I love variant covers. And I know it sounds weird, and whoever comes across this video afterwards who's like big into collecting, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're wasting your money." Too bad. Sometimes the first what do you call it? I forgot the word now. Sometimes the first print isn't that great. It's like but then comes along like variant cover and it's like, whoa, like who did that work? Who drew that? You know what I'm saying? No, Terrence and no, William. I'll give you guys one more chance. So I've got Kiko in the VIP room right now, and I've got Mr. Producer also in the VIP room right now. But I'll give you guys one more chance to guess the answer in the live chat while I bring the guys on, and then we'll keep talking about that. What's going on, Brother Maines?
What up?
What's going on?
I know, see.
Yeah, man, I know everybody's been missing you guys. I believe Producer Jay was on a nice vacation trip until like last night or something like that. And of course, Kiko, has his things that he does. He's got a job. He has his own world to tend to.
Test. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Sorry, I wasn't ready. You brought me in too quickly.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I should have asked like I always do. I apologize.
He wasn't ready.
As long as I see you just sharing that screen, I feel safe enough to bring you on, only because like you're not showing your face and nothing like that. So I was too willy-nilly about it. So that's my fault. But
what that mean? Willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly, just kind of like, all right, it's good to go. But any of you guys want to talk about your recent escapades on your personal life?
Yeah, man, I went to Sin City,
Ah,
You know?
the land of the sin.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, any juicy stories to tell us?
What was that?
Can you live out there?
I don't think so, man. That's not for me.
Me neither.
I would share some videos, but
That bad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It was I mean, it was fun, man. I went with some high school friends, you know. And you know, we you know, it's been a minute because we hadn't seen each other at least in over a year.
Oh wow.
So we had fun. Not gonna lie, we did a lot of drinking.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I kept my wits about me.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Kiko, what about you, man?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't talk about me.
Why not?
Because I wouldn't.
You know what?
I would never share my book, man.
Oh.
Like if there was a book written about me, I would hate for anybody to read it.
So I'll tell you a little thing that happened to me, right?
Okay,
So,
go ahead, yeah.
So, you know, we're hanging out. We were at the Palazzo, right? At the pool at the Palazzo. And we're just throwing back, you know, we started off with shots, you know, about the first round, someone bought the next round, somebody bought the other round. It was 4 of us. Everybody bought a round. The first round was on me. And it was shots and then drinks. And then so we're hanging out in the pool and we're like, the buckets came in like packs of 8, you know, so we're on our 4th bucket, you know, so we're all doing two at a time. I'm like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I get up to go to the bathroom. I waddle my way out there, use the bathroom, come back, and I stop to where all my stuff is to check my phone. And I look at my phone and I'm like 12 messages deep, some from the wife, some from other friends that aren't there. So I'm standing there just responding to messages as quickly as I can so I can get back into the pool. And then somebody taps me on the shoulder and was like, yo, what the F are you doing? And I'm like, messaging my wife? What? I'm like, what am I doing?
Uh-huh.
And I look around and right in front of me where I'm standing there texting, there's a lady completely passed out drunk and there's people tending to her. So everybody at the pool thought that I was sitting there fucking live streaming her ass or something.
Oh my goodness.
You know? And I'm like, hold up, my bad. Like her family was pissed. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Y'all can check my phone. Like I'm not from that generation.
Right.
know? I just hadn't checked my phone in like 3 hours. We're in the pool, just, you know, throwing them back. And, afterwards, they were all apologetic afterwards, but it was a moment. There was a tense moment there where I was about to get jumped at least.
Oh my goodness!
By 6 dudes, you know. And you might be asking yourself, where were your friends during this time?
Right.
They were standing back, trying to see which direction this was gonna go. They were sitting there pondering whether or not they were gonna claim me or not, you know. But no, the guy was cool about it afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, talking things out and explaining things coherently will save anyone from a world of pain for the most part. So
yeah,
that's true.
You just got to know how to talk to people, and that's something that you know how to do extremely well. So
listen, working, that's it.
Well,
I work.
You say it so.
I work, I swerve.
Yeah. So wait, you I think you told me earlier that they didn't want you guys to come in today because of like the storm, right? The conditions or whatever.
Yeah, I had a good day.
Must be nice.
Wait, you didn't work today, right?
Oh man, I worked all day.
Today?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I mean, what were you even able to do?
We worked out
in the office, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, never mind. I was gonna say because if
but the storm, it was off and on. I mean, we didn't really get hit that bad where we were. So,
ready.
Typically what they'll do at the office is they'll tell you the day before, hey, the office is closed. If we can work remote, that's what we'll do. And yesterday they didn't say anything, so they must have known that it wasn't going to be as bad as the news said it was going to be.
Thank God.
Yeah. You know how it is, man.
They be overexciting things.
Sell the fear, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy.
Coca-Cola made a crap ton on bottled water.
When you went to Walmart, were people stacking up the groceries?
Oh yeah.
It's like there's no need for that. Tomorrow's another day.
You go in tomorrow and the shelves are full again. Like
it's just goofy thinking.
Yeah.
No self-awareness. No form of discernment of, if I live, which most likely is going to happen, why am I spending $300, $400 for 24 hours? It's just goofy thinking, man. Like I don't know how people think, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because a few months back, and even a few days ago, I did like a recap of like stuff that people should be doing gradually, like little by little.
Yeah.
Which is like buying essentials or like extra of the essentials, just like little by little, just start stocking up. But don't go crazy. Don't go out and buy 20 boxes of like 48 bottles of water, nothing like that. Keep it simple. If you can buy a box or two like per week or per like every 2 weeks, then that's doing a little extra without being like over exaggerated about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The person's really in fear like that. You better go pick up a book and learn how to farm.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
that too. So, real quick, what I'm doing tonight, in case you guys missed like the first part of the stream, and I'm doing this as fast as I can, but I'm not rushing myself either. I'm just going through my personal collection that I have like in my safe of like comic books that I deem to be most valuable to me. So not necessarily super valuable in the secondary market, but just valuable to me, whether it be because of like a emotional attachment or sentimental value or whatever, or I just really dig the artwork or whatever. So I'll keep doing that. But obviously, if you guys want to chime in with like news from like around the world that you might have like.
Let's talk about The Flash.
Oh, we could definitely do that. But before we get to that, because I'll let you start, Jay. But before we get into that, yeah, you're right, Terrence. Yeah, so this is, I know, I have a green screen, so it's not really doing the cover justice. But basically, this is like another issue that when I was younger, growing up in the 90s, I seen this on the wall in like the comic store I used to go to. And I had to have it. And I obviously, when you're a kid, you don't have money like that. So, I finally got this months ago, I believe. And it just brings back a lot of like nostalgia and like, the whole like Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider, initial like artwork or whatever.
You just got that?
No, I got that like months ago. But I'm just going through some of the stuff that's in my safe. But go ahead, producer Jay. Talk about the Flash movie.
So I watched Flash for the first time. It finally hit the max, right?
Right.
And I was pleasantly surprised with the movie. I guess I ended the movie liking him as the Flash versus going into it not liking him as the Flash. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was odd. Like it was like the first half of the movie was a struggle for me to get into his character, and him as the lead. But as the film progressed and the two characters kept interacting with each other, which, by the way, I thought they did an amazing job with the CG on
Ezra?
him, Ezra playing off himself. You know, there were some scenes where it was like, they're not quite pulling it off, but for the most part, a lot of the scenes they pulled it off, where it made it look like, you know, there was possibly two of them. So, but I thought it was good. It was a good DC movie, probably one of the better ones that they've made.
Would you go back to the past and rearrange stuff?
Yeah, there's a handful of things I probably change.
Yeah, even if it
Who
changes.
wouldn't? Well, no, you know, nobody would change. Like if I can change knowing that nothing in the future would change, then yeah. But if not, I'd keep everything the same.
Right? Because all
Yeah.
you know. So let's go back
You go.
to that question, that I had with you earlier when we were working out. Do you think that, you know, there's like 45,000 religions in the world, right? And I was having a conversation with one of my homeboys, and he was talking about, I think it's messed up that there's 45,000 religions, right? They're wrong and right? So I get straight to the
Hold on a second. Because Mr. Typey Type is making your mic shut off.
Oh.
Am I really?
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead.
So anyways, the question was, what if you had been born in one of these countries and all they taught you was about Buddha or Allah or whoever, right? Well, do you think it's wrong that they're going to go to hell for being, you know, deceived like that? Like they were really born into it. So it's like, how can you change somebody born into it? Because you're basically telling me that my ancestors are going to hell if I don't, you know, turn to Jesus, who's the way, the life, and no one comes to the Father but through him. So do you think it's wrong? Like, do you think that type of deception, they deserve to, you know, be separated from God? Or let's just say the God of the Bible, the God of the scriptures.
Are you asking me that, or are you asking Jay that?
I asked y'all that question.
Well, Jay, if you want, I can answer it first for you.
Go ahead and answer.
So, in my opinion, bro, there is no excuse, and there will not be any excuse. Like when the actual end times come, and you know the whole like rapture situation, there's not going to be an excuse for anyone for not accepting the gospel, and I'll tell you why. So when you go through all the different religions, right?
Right.
And you ask anyone like why they believe in the religion that they believe in, they'll give you their core beliefs, which is 9 times out of 10, it'll start with like family tradition or cultural tradition, or just like where they came from, where they were raised, and how they were raised because of, you know, where they were born and all that. And then outside of that, they'll say also because of the teachings or like the book or whatever, right? But when you go to the teachings in the books, like for the most part, none of the other religions even come close to even the most simplest teachings of Jesus. Like none of the other teachings that they have from the other religions or the other quote unquote like, you know, like religious figures that they have for their religion can compare or come close to the most simplest teachings of Jesus, right? And then on top of that, you ask them, okay, that's cool and I respect that, right? But like, what's that extra oomph that leads you to believe that faith or that religion. Like there's always that extra umph of like, well, this is exactly why I hold on to that religion or faith, right? Because of this. Like for us Christians, because we believe Jesus resurrected, right? And through his resurrection, he appeased, right, the world's sin because he was the perfect sacrifice for us. And so him dying for us, dying in our place and rising again and resurrecting, right, shows his godliness, shows that he is the one true God, right? Muhammad didn't do that. Buddha didn't do that. Any of these other religious figures, right? They don't claim to have done that, and there's no evidence of any of them doing that. For us, we have evidence, we have proof, we have things to back it up that it happened, but it's up to the person to decide if they're going to believe that information or they're just going to take it as like, oh, it's still made up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's my take on it. Like,
pretty much
not going to be an excuse.
Where I believe no one's gonna have an excuse. That the name Jesus or Yeshua, how you want to call it, Mashiach, in different languages, that name runs through everybody's DNA.
Yeah.
Anybody gonna have, like, there's some shape or form everybody's come across this. No one in America, in the United States, is gonna have an excuse. No one in Puerto Rico is gonna have an excuse. No one in Europe is gonna have an excuse. No one in UK. No. Pretty much. And when you think about it, because the Jews right now are attacking Christians in Israel.
So Jorge, yeah, I go along the same lines as what you just said.
Right.
A lot of mine is, it doesn't matter what religion that's out there, most, if not all religions, will point to Jesus and say, "Oh yes, he was an example of how to live, this religion." He was always pointed as the example, right? But when you look into Jesus only pointed to himself as an example. He didn't point to Muhammad. He didn't point to,
right,
a Buddha or any of these other religions. He only pointed to himself,
right,
as only through him can you get to the Father. So that's, to me, in itself is more than enough to know that I'm,
I will add this: none of us have the power to change God's mind or His laws.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's like you say, like, you can grow up in like, take for instance the Muslims. Jesus is in that book, depending on which version you are reading, it speaks about Jesus. They called him a prophet, but if they were to pick up the Bible and read the Bible, they would hear the truth and see the truth. So there's really no excuse at the end of the day.
Now, I'm a firm believer that anybody who rejects Jesus Christ is the same ones who had him murdered. Now, here's the thing: we resurrect him with our tongue. Like us talking about Jesus right now, we resurrect him in front of people's ears. What did he do? What you gonna do?
Well, we're evidence. We're evidence that not only did he rise and he's still alive and well, and he's full of power and glory, but the fact that there's Christians actually being persecuted physically in other countries like Asia and all that. A lot of these like Chinese Christians, they have to like do their service like underground. It is, but it's true.
So now they're forcing you to believe in their way.
Yeah, and it's been going on for like the last few decades.
Like, I would never want to force anybody about any religious nothing or politics. Like, I ain't forcing you to do nothing. Matter of fact, if you don't feel like coming to work tomorrow, don't come to work. It's real simple. You have choices in life. You have a choice to get a degree in whatever you want to learn. You want to learn how to fix a car, you want to be a doctor, you got to go take those steps. Don't get mad at other people because you're not doing what you got to do for yourself.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm in agreement with y'all. Because you know, we like when I sit down with certain people, we have deep. They always want to have these type of deep conversations, and a lot of times these conversations are off camera and they're much deeper than even being on camera. It's crazy, you know, but it never gets caught on camera. Like the most important things, the most important aspect. But again, like I tell my friend, it's like, number one, I've already had visions, dreams with Christ. No one's going to take that away from me. So I don't even need the scriptures. I don't need the Bible to tell me anything. I don't need a pastor to be pastoring my mind with the thoughts that he's going through and you know, or et cetera. I as an individual, I'm responsible for reading all these books to try to figure out who God is. That's like me. If you really think about it, if you love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, you're gonna figure it. If you don't love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, you're gonna stay in deception. You're gonna stay in blindness. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate people who believe. I don't know what you get out of that, but going again, like for me, I don't think anyone's gonna have an excuse. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what language you're from. Especially in America. You're not, I don't care if you're sitting in jail for 20, 40, 50, 60, 80 years. You're not going to have an excuse.
Yo, so that last cover, can I see it again?
Huh?
Yeah.
No one in my family is going to have an excuse. What makes you think that people in this world, that God's not going to hold you with the same standards?
Who's the all white guy? That's not the Silver Surfer, is it?
No, that's the White Tiger, man. That's the first Puerto Rican superhero in a Marvel comic, like officially a Marvel character.
The White Tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I know, it's crazy, right? There's this like
why you gotta be white?
Oh, that's only the first issue with it.
Yeah, I'm the whitest.
There's more to it than that.
I'm the whitest one in the family.
Wait, what?
I'm the whitest one in the family.
Well, actually, no. It's between you and Teotoni, Francie, Jason. It's you got some competition, man, because Jason's the whitest of the whites. You got like a little bit of tan on you.
No, when I get to the water park stuff, I turn dark. Right?
I know it's the same with me. Which is funny because this year around, I didn't get much of a tan as I was hoping for. But at the same time, I didn't really go as much either. So there's that. So,
times.
You still got what?
I got 3 more times before my ticket expires.
Oh, for that water park that you mentioned last time, right?
Yeah, water parks. Yep. I've been going to the water park for long.
We might go on the 9th to Volcano Bay.
Oh, I love Volcano Bay, man. I've only been there twice, but it's really, really nice. Oh, you've never been?
No.
Oh.
This has been our hot producer, Jay Summer.
Oh no, this is gonna be great. When you go, just make sure you take a lot of pictures and videos, man, because you're gonna want to stay. You're gonna want to be like, well, how much is it to like buy a room here?
Hey, are you down to go watch the Guardians of the Galaxy ride?
It depends when, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything until like after September. Only because of like work and stuff. But I think October forward, I should be free enough to where I can like wiggle around, like and
That's
you know.
a ride.
It is. I remember you telling me about it, but you said it was. What type of ride is it again? Because is it like
flying through the universe?
But is it a roller coaster or is it like one of those
like a roller coaster, like you're flying through the universe?
Interesting. Is it indoors or outside?
It's a big old dome.
Oh, hey man! By the way, happy birthday!
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Getting closer to death.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's true. You're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Are you happy?
You know, like you get to that one age where it's like,
Yeah. You
it's
stop
like
counting.
meh.
You stop counting because you really don't want to look at yourself and be like, damn, I'm this old.
Well, that been happened to me already since like 30 years old, or maybe like a little before that. I was like, from that point forward, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't care for my birthdays, but it's just not as like fun and exciting.
No, because you know
It's
you're
weird.
older. It gets older. None of us, yo, I'm gonna say this again. I think I told you this before. There was one time I was in church and the pastor was like, "Oh, this lady lived to see 103 years old, and what up?" I'm like, "Huh?"
How?
I bet she's looking at life like I'm so miserable. I can't hang out and got my own car. I can't just get up and go to the mall. Like, come on, man.
That's
What
why
are you
gotta
talking?
work. That's why you got to work out and exercise. I saw some 70-year-old black lady the other day that
That's
I thought
true.
was like,
But
I know which one you're talking about.
yeah,
She looked like she in her 30s or 40s, if it's the same one I'm thinking about.
yeah, she's like in the gym, moving and dancing, and like as if she's
Yeah.
still 40 years old. I want to be
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
So
never stop going to the gym or working.
but listen,
Hold on, let me-
I got early mornings in the morning, so I'm not gonna chill too long. I just wanted to get online, say what's up, happy birthday. And,
10
show a
more
little
minutes.
love.
That cool? Or you want to get off now?
I'm probably gonna get off now.
All right, that's cool.
Fair enough. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of people in the live chat missed the both of you. So I mean, they're happy to see you here as well.
You still doing the game show?
I am, but I did explain. I think it was last stream or the stream before last stream. I did explain how I was saving the next game for like late September. So that video is out there. And yeah, I'll probably share it again on the community tab just to remind people or whatever. But yeah, I did explain how I'm saving that next game night for late September. So, but Jay, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Roger.
Thank you for the birthday wishes and all that.
Yep, I'll catch you guys on the next one, on the flippity flop.
Yes, you will.
All right, later.
All right, man.
Peace
God
out,
bless you
brother.
guys. Yep.
Amen.
Well, I'd say I'd be on here for another 10 more minutes.
That's fine by me, man. Any amount of time that either you or Jay are here, I'm grateful for it. Because it's like I tell everybody else, man. And how I said early in the stream, I understand people have like their own lives to tend to. I understand people have their like own worlds to tend to, and I'm extremely understanding about all that. So, any amount of time you give me or the people watching this is perfect for me. So, but yeah, man. Like it's funny because Jay brought up the Flash movie, and he gave his take on it. But I don't think you or me gave our take on it, did we? 'Cause I think we jumped.
Better going somewhere else with the conversation. But I will say that I don't think I would change my past. Like, and if I were to change my path, I go back to when I had first got in the Air Force, and then knowing what I know, I would have stayed away from the people that got me in trouble. I would have never went to jail. I would have never got kicked out. Let's just say.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
And I knew that's something that you're gonna bring up anyways, just because
It impacted my life.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Receive a paycheck right now, like a retirement check.
Mm-hmm.
When you get military, it's because you want a retirement check and you want to get it out of the way within 15, 20 years. You ain't trying to work in 40, 60 years. You're trying to get that free paycheck. That's why when I got that's like it's just messed up because now I'm mindful and I don't hang out with people like that.
Well, see, I mean, there's always in everybody's lives, there's always that one life-defining moment, whether it be for the better or the worse, right? In your case, it's that moment that happened to you. In my case, it's a different moment that happened to me that scarred me. And and obviously I've healed over time and all that, and I've become better, because of it. But it doesn't take away that the scar is still there, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So real quick before we continue, so I've shown this comic before. It's the first and only unofficial DC issue where they do like an unofficial Deadpool featuring in it. And what happens is that Deathstroke or Batman opens up like a portal in the issue, and like a clone of Deathstroke comes into their universe for like a few minutes, and then he gets taken out again or whatever. But before he goes, Batman asks for his name, and he just screams out "dead," and there's like a D at the end, and then there's like dot, kind of like completing his name. But the writer or the artist wasn't allowed to, because it was I forget, it was one of the artists or the writers that he did have a part in creating like Deadpool, and so he wasn't allowed to say that it was indeed Deadpool in the DC comic, but it's like an unofficial Deadpool appearance in a DC comic. What? Yeah, and because so is it they took inspiration from Deathstroke to make Deadpool, or they took inspiration from Deadpool to make Deathstroke? It's one or the other, but there's always that running joke where it's like Deadpool is just Deathstroke with like a different skin. But go ahead, Kiko, you're gonna say something.
I don't like comic books. I used to collect comics.
I know, we've talked about it before.
Stolen, and then I stopped collecting them. What made Deadpool so famous?
So okay, hold on. So what gave Deadpool that extra oomph and like fandom was that he was one of the first of his characters that would break the fourth wall and talk to the reader throughout the issues. You know what I mean? Like before Deadpool, yeah, there was like maybe like a character here or there that have done it in the past before him, but I think he was one of the first superheroes to like make that his niche, his thing, to like break the fourth wall and like interact with like the reader and all that. So that's what gave him like popularity. And of course, just as some people would say, his just badass abilities. He's expert marksman. He's expert gunsman, tactical fighting person. His healing powers surpasses Wolverine.
You think that Ryan guy made him famous?
No, but he definitely did him a lot of justice. Like he if anything, he elevated the fandom for Deadpool that already existed. Because there was already a big fan base for Deadpool, but yeah, Ryan Reynolds definitely upped it up a level because of his great performance of like how his take on the character, basically.
One of the girls that I work with, she loves Deadpool. She always like, I Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Be laughing.
You know what you should do? I could give you something Deadpool related.
What?
And then you could give it to her and be like, hey, just because, I know you're into Deadpool and all that.
I already got box before from Deadpool, and she was like, oh my God, we got me Deadpool. Like, yeah, man. It's just, you like Deadpool, and I saw it. I was like, made me think of you. Like, bam. Smart
man.
That's what happens when someone looks out for you at work.
Yeah.
You become
that is true.
Tighter and cool and all that.
That's how you would hope it would be. So fact that
when I was in the Air Force, it was airmen who snitched on me. So I didn't even do nothing to them. For them to you know what I mean? So yeah.
But hold on, let me put on mute on my end so that my typing doesn't interrupt your talking real quick.
I was going to ask you something. Have you seen Jay-Z's new movie about the Book of Clarence, or the trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I've seen thumbnails and like promo for it. Actually, it's funny because before I set up for tonight's stream, I was scrolling through either Instagram or YouTube, and I saw more thumbnails that I had seen before, like about that. But I was like, I'll probably like watch this afterwards to like make up my own mind and opinion on it,
right?
And then do like a separate video about it, probably.
I will say that you should do a video about it, because there's going to be a lot of talking points about this. Because for some delusional reason, the world around us thinks that your people are making money off of Jesus' name. You know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be here preaching the gospel to make money. I don't do that. Do you do that? Like, and let's just say, I'll put it to you like this. You can start a business where you charge people $10 just to talk to you, just because they're wasting your time. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, your family, your loved ones, your kids, your wife, they're not wasting your time. Outside of that, there's people wasting your time. Okay? So time is money, money is time, whatever. But this movie, the Book of Thomas or Clarence, is about a guy who you know, quote unquote, wants to be like Jesus, and he starts profiting off of it.
Really?
That's what the trailer's about, yeah.
But does he like preach or something like that?
Say what?
Yeah. Does he preach or something like that in the movie?
Yeah, he tries to like preach and, you know, talk about the word of God in the movie. Listen, I've already seen the trailer, but I already know where it's going. The whole point is that people are selling the gospel.
But
you know, but again,
yeah,
Christ can't be mocked. It's just funny how they use it, not knowing that they got to stand before God with it. That's what's crazy. Like, you're you yourself recording yourself. Like right now, we're recording ourselves talking, right? Yeah. And I can go up, you know, say whatever I want. I can literally act a fool just to get attention. But you know, I'm not gonna do that. The whole point I'm trying to say is that, so you let me get this straight. You're already wealthy, you already got money and all that. You decide to make a movie, produce a movie that's, I guess, trying to mock a particular religion that has to do with Jesus. So you already know what you're doing, okay? Ain't nobody stupid. So, but you could be stupid enough to not understand that your goofy ass got to stand before God with that movie. And everybody else who makes movies like that, your goofy ass got to stand before God. And good luck trying to say, oh, I didn't know. I thought I don't want to hear it because I don't you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's funny.
You understand what I mean, right? Yeah. Yeah. Because think about it. Anybody who was born and they're not mentally challenged and they're out here doing stuff like that, yeah, trust me, we're going to find out when we all stand before God who was mentally challenged. That's why I be doing this long, yo. That's why I just be like, when I look at stuff that just like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you trying to disrespect people that are like you disrespecting grandma, nigga? That's not tell you it.
Yeah, that's why nowadays. Go ahead.
This is why I can barely even speak sometimes, because it's like I don't even want to tell you about the gospel at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was just about to say.
You're so smart, let you figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where, like, and I said this a few streams ago. I was like, I've gotten to the point where I'm going to just trust God that if I talk to the person at the very least once about the gospel or like Jesus or God or the Bible or whatever, I'm going to allow the Holy Spirit to be the one to lead them into, the realization of the faith. I'm not going to be on top of someone like, but why not? But what else do you need to like believe? What else do I need to like evidence and provide for you to like believe? Like, what else can I show you that will like open up your eyes? I'm done. I'm done with all that. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell you once, and I'll be like,
I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the truth.
There's a verse,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There is a passage about that.
And that's
swipe.
You ain't gotta babysit nobody. Are you wiping people's asses? There are people right now in hospice wiping someone's ass right now. And it's got this slow tard making movies about nothing because it's really gonna cost you eternal life. So enjoy your money. Enjoy your money and fame. I don't know what fame gets you. I'll tell you what, if I was famous, I don't think most of the world gonna like me. Because if you hate Jesus, you hate me. And if you hate me, you hate Jesus. It's real simple for me.
Pretty much.
It's real simple for me, world.
It's just I'm done with it. Like I don't.
You don't have to.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the people that, for the most part, they'll be the ones like pretty much like challenge you, about God and like the faith and the gospel and all that. You can tell not only by gut feeling, but through conversation, you can tell that they're like set in their ways and they don't want to believe. You know what I'm saying? That they have their feet way planted in their mentality already, that they're not willing to be open to like listening about the gospel. So when it's like that, it's like, all right, bro, like I can't help you. Like, hopefully the Holy Spirit will like lead you, hopefully. But if not,
I'll ask you another question. This is what I asked my homeboy. What did Jesus do so wrong? He's the one who got murdered.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing though.
Go ahead.
A lot of people don't even believe that he got murdered. That's part of the problem. The people that you'll talk to about this topic, they'll be like, "Oh, that didn't happen. That really didn't happen. They didn't really murder him."
Right.
If they don't believe that, then everything else is just words into the wind.
Right. It's just crazy how people don't understand there's a spirit behind their flesh. So, and I don't know how, like, you will be separated. And like today, I was having a conversation with my homeboy and his wife, and like I was telling him, I was like, those without Christ are gonna be locked in chains of darkness. This means this: when you close your eyes and you see this darkness, you're gonna realize that there's no such thing as death. The body is dead, but your conscience is still alive in total darkness. And when you find out that you can't see your mom and dad and your family or who God is, then you'll realize I'm trapped in perpetual darkness forever. And this is why, like, people like you and people who preach, is because they're trying to protect others from, finding themselves in that darkness. You understand what I mean? Because with two eyes they see, but yet they cannot see the spiritual realm. And the spiritual realm is real simple if you really close your eyes and think about, what would happen when it's time for you to be separated from your loved ones, the people who you most love from this world. You know what I mean? And not only that, when God decides to just call time out on you.
Yeah.
You understand? So, again, I'm looking forward to watching this movie. This nigga's still showing these cuts. You know what? It makes me think about the one time you made a video and you had me standing there with damn comic books, yo.
I remember that, yeah. That's still up there. That's still on the main channel.
For real?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. If y'all want to see Kiko hold my large stack of like comics from Deadpool and Spider-Man, go to the JDQ channel and look for that video. Like,
they had me standing like a butler.
Yeah, that was funny, yo. But it worked. I mean, it was a good video. Good video. But yeah, man, like I've gotten to the point where it's just like I don't even stress it, man, because
You don't
we're in
have.
the end times.
Do you see?
And
Do you see anybody like in America specifically going around hunting down Christians and stuff like that, like they do in all these other countries supposedly?
not yet, but that's coming.
Well, it's their laws, nigga. Because one thing I'm never gonna do is take someone's life. You are not worthy of going to hell for. That's number one. And I don't do things. Number one, this ain't my world. This ain't my. Is this your world? So good luck standing before the one who created it. It's gonna be a bad day for so many people. It's gonna be a bad day.
That's why I don't feel bad.
God has already appointed a day for us to meet Him. You understand what I mean? So there is no escaping from that. There's no escaping that last breath. You ever seen somebody take their last breath? It's crazy. It is one of the most powerful things to see with your eyes. The last gap. They're gone.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to like scroll back through my memory. I wasn't there when Grandma Dahlia passed in church.
Mm-hmm.
But that did happen with her, where she gave that last like big breath and like gave her spirit to the Lord, basically. But that was witnessed by like Davidcito and whoever was like in the altar at the moment of that happening.
Right. Your brother
but also
shocked.
Wait, what?
Your brother must have been shocked that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't there, so I didn't see his expression, but I can imagine he was shocked. It's because Abuela didn't give any signs of her being in that stage of her life. She was still like full of like energy and full of life and full of strength, if you will. So it was weird that happened the way it did. Nonetheless, it was the greatest way to go out.
Yeah. I mean, they always say that I hope I die inside church.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, it happened.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, like I don't even want to talk about this right now. I don't know why I even came here with this. Like, sitting here thinking about my grandmother taking her last breath blows my mind. Especially when you start, like, it comes back to you, Oh, that's the Eminem one, huh?
Yeah, man.
Dope.
It is.
How much is that worth now?
It's still like up in the 600s, 800s, and thousands, depending on the condition of it or whatever.
How many were made?
I think only like 1,000 copies.
1,000?
Something like that, yeah.
And it's worth how much right now?
Depending on the condition, it could range anywhere between $600 to over $1,000.
So I would say I wouldn't even sell it for 1,000.
I'm not even gonna sell it, period.
Yeah,
like ever.
To me, if there's 1,000 of them, then it's worth 1,000. But it's $1,000. You let's say you sell it for 1,000 and you get your $1,000. $1,000 lasts you about 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, not 2 days, but like it just like you might keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, the reason I wouldn't sell this.
Now, if it turns into $25,000, then I can see why you would sell it.
But I'm not even that. Even if someone would tell me like, "Hey, man, I'll give you $1 million for it," I still wouldn't sell it. Because what?
Then you got to pay taxes, 80%.
Not only just that.
1,000 is 35% tax.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. No, but that's not the reason why though, because I'm not afraid of that. That's it is what it is. But the reason I wouldn't sell it is, number one, the person who got it for me is
you're so sweet.
Tell
me all about it.
She's the most special. She is the most special and important girl in my life. So
I heard.
That alone.
I can understand. When you know what you should do, put it in a flat.
Oh, I will. As soon as
Buy a nice flat.
I move out, that's one of the first things I'm gonna do. Because I'm waiting to get to be in my actual own place, to have all of these graded and like slabbed and then put nicely on the wall. Yeah, so that's coming. Hopefully between later this year or beginning of next year, hopefully, God willing. That's the plan, if all goes how it's supposed to.
Listen, man, if I were you, I'd wait till XRP blow up. Yeah.
Well, that's part of it. That's part of the strategy. That's part of it, yeah. But
XRP community. Waiting for the takeoff, please.
The moon mission.
Yeah. There's a few. I got about, I don't know. I want to say I got over 33 different coins.
You gotta be careful, man. You gotta get one more different one because you don't want to be considered a Freemason with that 33. Well,
I figured 33 because I had already picked my 12 disciples.
Yeah.
And then I got Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. You know what I mean? It kept going. I got to get one for my mom. I got to get one for my dad. And then I got to 33.
Fair enough.
I mean, I was going to start cutting it down, put some of these into the other ones, but you just never know which one's going to go up. So,
yeah. I will say this, though. If you're thinking, like, when XRP does blow up, finally, where we hope it goes to, I think the best way for you to, like, cash out, if you don't want to encounter any, like, network issues with, like, some of these, like, trading platforms, is to do it through the Sum wallet. You remember that wallet I told you about, the XUMM, where it's, like, strictly on the XRP ledger, and it's, like, mostly just XRP related, like, tokens or whatever.
Right.
You can do the conversion of the XRP to a stable coin within that wallet without having to mess around with like a exchange or whatever. You can do it straight from the wallet.
Well,
same with Exodus.
So I was, So I was watching a video of this lady, this IMF lady, one of these people that have, with the currency.
Yeah.
He was saying something about that in Europe, they already have laws where you can't buy things with $10,000 euros. But you can buy it through the blockchain. You can buy it with your credit card, your debit card. They just want to know what you're using, what you're buying with $10,000. But if you use $10,000 cash to buy something or euros, that they can arrest you and fine you for doing that. That's something new to me. I don't know how real that is, but that's what they say. But that's because of what crypto's doing overseas. I can imagine, let's say XRP goes from where it's at right now, overnight, like $100 coin or $1,000 coin, or essentially taking over Bitcoin because, it's the American government coin, not Chinese coin.
Right.
It's going to overlap the other coins because the federal government wants to be in control of everything, and they're not giving. So obviously they're going to create their coin backed by gold and silver. We already know which coin that is. It's only a matter of time before all the money that the BRICS nation is not using is going to flux into our country. So they're going to have no other point but to start putting them into gold, silver, any commodity, any asset, and especially some of these cryptos. The question is which ones, and that's where you have to do research.
Well, I mean, you can always go on the safe route and say the ISO 2022, 2023 coins. So you got the XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR.
Right.
Man, any token within the XRP ledger that's XRP based, basically.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if any of you are looking to get into like extremely small cap coins that have potential to like grow, and this is not financial advice at all, like not even close.
This is
But
financial advice.
I gotta say that because
Yeah,
but
I know why.
Casino Coin is I'll tell you right now, it's currently worth.
You looked into it already?
Oh yeah, man. I looked into it for like already like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Here, I'll just mention the price of it real quick. So Casino Coin, it's at 0.000144 cents at the moment. So it is an XRP Ledger based token, and it is a token that is being used currently for a lot of online games.
Okay.
A lot of people use it for like casino games, obviously, but gambling games, etc.
Money.
Yeah, exactly. But so they are working on expanding their range and reach, and they are looking for like to connect with some of these other gaming or gambling casino type of like what's that one website called? FanDuel or whatever. FanDuel.com. I think they're don't quote me on this. This is not written in stone or nothing like that. But I think I saw somewhere they're looking for partnerships like that type of website, like FanDuel or anything similar, because of the amount of fandom that FanDuel has, But it is an XRP Ledger based token. So I mean, it's worth looking into at the very least for that reason alone. So, and it's extremely cheap. So it has room to grow.
Years to wait.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to speed up time. All right, I'm 1 minutes, bro.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like however long you want to stay. I might just be here until 11.
You don't work tomorrow?
Yeah, I work tomorrow.
What time you work?
I have to be there by 9.
Oh, okay, that's good. I got to be there by 7.
I
gotta try to.
No thanks. But you do get out earlier, right? You go in at 7, but you get out like at 3.
Nah, man. Like my last patient is at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
It's a patient every 10 minutes. Now I'm dealing with. Imagine dealing with people every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was me at the airport, basically.
I know. Hey, well, you know.
Yeah, help me! Help me!
Well, at the airport, it was worse. It was like a person per 2 seconds or something like that.
Listen,
man. But I get it, yeah.
People could be sick and still have the worst attitudes of life.
Mm-hmm.
They think that we'll have to cater to them. The customer's always right. No, you're not. Not. No, you're not. Shoot. But yeah.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Man, I could not see you working in retail ever.
Oh, hell no.
You'll tell it like it is. It's like,
nah, man. There's register, yo.
You'll be like that one guy.
Huh?
You'll be like that one guy in the Dave Chappelle skit where they're like at Kinko's or whatever, and the girl's like, yeah, this is absurd. Let me talk to your manager. It's like, oh, girl, I'm the manager. What's up? Like, what's going on? How can I help you?
I want to talk to your general manager.
Oh man, yo, good times.
Hey man, like to get up and go to work, it's a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a element of suffering going. You know what I mean? Because think about it. I can't I mean technically I could, but then I got to start looking for a new job. You know what I mean? And once you're there, you just like there, and it's like I ain't trying to start all over. That's why like building a relationship with a girl, like dating people in America is, oh my God, yo, like good luck, because this nation, I don't know what to say about what the hell's going on out here with all like obviously God created man to be with a woman and a woman to be with a man. The fact that there's so much goofy ass nonsense going on with people, I'm up to. There's no way I can get married to people like this, Joe. Hell no. What do I look like handcuffing myself to somebody who knows how to act right, doesn't think logically, doesn't know what they want in life, doesn't understand who God is? Like, I can't be with you. I can't even be right now.
That's why I'm extremely grateful and thankful that I, for one, believe and know for a fact that I found the love of my life personally. I wouldn't change that person for anyone else in the world, just because it really is, like you just said, hard to find someone that is like normal. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that has the greatest outlook on life that anyone can have right now, which is, you know, chasing God, you know, chasing after God, you know, being normal. And when I say being normal, I just mean like, you know, this new mindset and this new mentality that there is in the world of like people doing like whatever they want, and not caring about the consequences or whatever. You know, that has been like a cancer to society, and there's very few people in the world who think, you know, like in the ways of the Lord, if you will.
Yeah, they got to pay the consequences for it. But hey, what did you think about Steve Harvey and his situation? Have you heard about this?
Oh, I heard about it, but okay, so hold on. Let's see if I remember. Supposedly, there was like allegations that there was like cheating going on amongst like either him with somebody or both of them with different people or whatever. But go ahead.
The wife was cheating on him with two people.
Okay.
And
That's
remember,
what it was.
they're talking about, oh, she's the love of my life. She belongs to me. I belong to her. And yada, yada, yada. You know, like, it's sad because I make love songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not married. I would like to be married, but I ain't just marrying anybody. That's not happening. I don't just get, oh, I want to be married to you. Nah. That takes hard work. And commitment and faith and beyond looks. All right? Because number one, you're not going to date somebody you don't find attractive. That's number one. But as time goes by, it becomes different. And so having somebody there through everything, and they can see eye to eye on those issues, like all the life's obstacles. Hey, if you can find that, God bless you. But in this generation, it's looking so abnormal, so dumb. It's like even if you're divorced, what are you gonna do? Like, you want to spend the rest of your life by yourself, or different people? That's not good for the spirit. You know what it is to not have somebody scratch your back? Don't you want somebody to scratch your back?
At the very least, I want someone to pass me the back scratcher so I can scratch my back.
Massage my feet, please. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, and yeah, that's what I mean. That's part of the whole reason behind marriage is, yeah, in the moments where you're older and you know you need an extra bit of help, you know, you need that other person to be there for the journey with you and vice versa.
There's no way I could be a single mother. Like if I was a woman, I would hate to be a single mother.
Shout out to all the single moms out there.
Yeah.
May the Lord be with you, because you is strong. You is capable. You is everything you needs to be, girl. Good.
I hope you find the right man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hey, if you like, I was watching a video with Corey Holcomb. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
He's a comedian. He has his own podcast show too. And I was watching like about 5-10 minutes of it, right? And he was talking about how the hip hop world has so much toxicity with all these new up and coming rappers, female rappers.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there listening. I was like, damn, man. I mean, obviously I've already known it, but it's like, it's disgusting. Like, would you?
Yeah.
I shouldn't even mention name. It makes me want to say, like, would you marry so and so? Like, would you lock it down with, you know, let's just say,
Oh.
Glorilla? Would you lock it down with Glorilla or Nicki Minaj or what's that girl from New York? I forgot. What's her name? The Munchie girl. The Munchie girl. The girl who talked about munching.
Is that the one with the red hair? With the poofy red hair?
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Yeah. The one with the puffy red hair.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't marry any of those.
You know what's crazy about Ice Spice? I met this girl that looks just like her a long time ago, right? Straight from Miami. Had like almost that same type of face, except she had longer hair and she ella más trigueña.
Okay.
More like skin tone, you know what I mean? Beautiful girl, right?
Right.
The shittiest attitude in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Typical.
Yeah, it's like, why would you allow yourself to be raised this way? Why?
How would you allow yourself to be raised this way?
Yeah, what do you get out of it? You don't get nothing out of me.
Yeah.
First time I started calling this girl, she's like, you think you can give me money to pay my phone bill? I'm like, huh? Like, what? I just got your number, man.
What the heck?
Yeah, like it's weird interactions with people, and it just turns me off. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no way I'm sticking around for this. You know, people do things that you'd be like, I can't stick around for this.
Yeah.
You just gotta like be mindful, be spiritually discerning. Like, obviously, she thinks that I have money and she just wants money. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you take their phone and you erase their number.
Block it. Oh, you block it first and then you erase it. You don't want any second chances being unintentionally given out.
I think first impression should be a long-lasting impression.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So
that is true.
Especially when you try to get in a relationship, and that's how you come off. Come on, man. I don't care how it is. Because let me tell you, you know how I met this girl? In the club, and she ran up to me talking about, like, trying to hug on me. And I'm like, let's go get a drink. Next you know, talking, got a phone number, bam, found out my. But what's interesting is how they move. They think people are dumb. They think
they can get away with anything.
Yeah, they think men are stupid. I ain't no dumb one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, when I get married, I don't even think there's no divorce other than death.
Yep. That's how it's supposed to be, yeah.
Because I'm not paying somebody's life. You're not about to take my kid and then I gotta pay you child support. Just because the system got everybody, loony with it. You know what I mean? There's females out here trying to get pregnant by 3 different dudes so they can get that paycheck for 18 years.
Yep.
You don't think there's females out here thinking like that? Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch. It's like they're like a plague, just spreading like wildfire.
They obviously don't believe in eternal life and they gotta stand before God.
Yeah.
Because you don't you want to live for free. You want to live for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You want to live for free. I want to live for free too. But I gotta get up and go to work, make no money. I'm supposed to go to work while you live for free.
It sucks that we as men cannot poop out a child and claim child support for them. Cause that'd be the game changer, yo. Like, oh yeah, you gonna mess with me? You gonna mess with me?
Listen, I had somebody.
Give me my money.
I had somebody straight up tell me, man, I hope my wife cheats on me if I can take the house. You gotta be mindful with these laws, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be mindful with laws. You know, knowing scripture, knowing the laws of your land, knowing how to cook. You know, one of the things that I should be learning is how to farm, because
we all should be learning how to do that.
Right? Like, that's another thing that I should learn. You know, finances, like, people need to learn finances for real.
Right.
They're clueless about the economy, how it moves, how it works, how the dollar is used. And that's a whole different story. But all this stuff is important to know. The things they don't teach you in school. Mm-hmm. What they teach you is to be a slave to the system.
Yep.
Dumbfounded shit.
Yep.
Why sometimes when I look at it, it's like earlier when we were talking about the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might go back to the past. I might even not even get in the Air Force, just because how corrupt it is.
Yeah.
So, like, if I were to go to the past, after thinking about it right now, I probably wouldn't even get in the Air Force.
Yeah.
For what? To defend what? Defend what? You acting a fool while I go get killed?
You acting a fool?
And I gotta make love to my woman every day. Every day. That takes precedence over what you're talking about. Yeah.
Not even every day. It's day.
Every day. Whatever say, I'm gonna be like, even in death, no parting.
Yeah. But
Listen,
yeah, man.
One thing I ain't down to do, I'm not down to go to a club ever again in life.
Mm-hmm.
For what? You're gonna be around a bunch of drunk people. Don't know how to act right. You might as well stay at home and drink. That's just my take. Why be in a space where something can happen? I like my brother almost getting jumped. That shit rattled me. Like, you know how many times I went to downtown Orlando by myself and almost got jumped?
How many?
Few times. Going.
Really? I didn't see that coming.
I just knew. Let's just say I knew that they didn't want me there. So, you know when you get that feeling like they don't want me here, I ain't gonna be here. I'm out. I'm not in here spending my money in a place where they don't want me to be here.
Yeah.
So, before I go, the ultimate story about that movie, the Clarence or the Book of Clarence or whatever that Jay-Z's doing.
Right.
I can imagine, because this is a tool of the devil. Oh, look at these Christians making money off of Jesus' name. Well, so what? At least somebody's talking about you about Jesus, fool. Whether it's free or not, whether you're paying for it or not, at least somebody told you about eternal life. You understand what I mean? Like, and what makes you think that a person's gonna open up a church, a pastor, do all this, talk and give you insight to eternal life, and you ain't gonna pay the price for it? You're gonna pay eternal life for it anyways. So I don't understand people, man. You ever seen the Christian Prince?
No.
Look up the Christian Prince channel.
Okay.
Christian Prince. He debates everybody, and he wins every time. He's like Geno Jennings.
Okay, I was about to say, yeah.
Right? And when I sit there and listen to a whole 30 minutes, 40 minutes with this guy, and it's like, how dumb can a human being be, man?
Mm-hmm.
How dumb can you be? To not God. Like the things that he's telling you, he's trying to save you from going from separation from God. He's basically trying to make sure that you're not separated from God. That's why and whether you want to pay for it or not, whether you want to give a tithing or not, guess what? It was going to be gossip about it for free anyways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to spread the kingdom, all you gotta do is talk about it. You don't need no money for it. Right now, we're not in the church and we're talking about certain things. You know?
Yeah.
But it's the gathering how this fool wants to confuse the public with his little goofy ass Clarence story. That's what I don't like, man. I don't like deceivers, yo. You know, my brother used to be a Donald Trump supporter. He's the Twitter face. I have F y'all, I have some suckers, and blah, blah, blah. And then the moment he found out that Donald Trump is a scumbag, he's like, F Donald Trump, he's a liar. You know what I mean? Like, now you hate this nigga. How you think he's a scumbag? You were just talking about how he was cool. But think about this, man. Let's talk about Kanye West real quick before I leave. I'll leave in 3 minutes. This nigga out here doing the weirdest stuff in the name of Jesus. I'm gonna be honest with you. And you gotta stand before that, Kanye. Yeah, that goes out to you too. Like, I don't know what makes anybody think they're so special. They ain't gonna stand before God. You're goofy. Yeah, this channel's not for everybody, bro. They're gonna hate me.
Well, I said it from the very beginning of his conversion.
Strange.
A lot of people. Well, yeah, because like a part of me like it felt nice to see him warm up to like the whole gospel and come around and all that.
Dude, I'm open arms about this stuff. Like, he found God. That's amazing.
Exactly. But I always had my reserves from the get-go because I'm like, gotta be careful with this one because he's part of that world over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you're part of that world, it's extremely, extremely difficult to step away from it and detach yourself altogether from it and still have a platform to speak on. Right. You know what I mean? And what happened is what I was scared that was going to happen is even right now, he's still looked at as a Christian figure because, he still clings on to that persona. Right.
Christianity.
Yeah. To a certain extent. I don't think a lot of people are saying that he's a leader in the Christian world, but they are saying that he's a face of the Christian community, right? Because of his season within the gospel and his finding Christ. But the moment he came back and got together with that one chick that he's with now, I'm like, either that's not the same Kanye, or they got him back into the MK Ultra and are using him again because now, from that point up until now, he's been misleading and confusing people. Yeah. Because he's still a Christian face amongst the music and entertainment industry, but what he really is a controlled opposition because now, because people think of him as a Christian face within the music and entertainment industry, he's doing these wild, outrageous things, like getting caught in public and friends, getting some great, and people are looking at him isn't he Christian? Isn't he, this and that? It's like, no, that nigga ain't Christian. And that's a huge red flag that he's not a Christian. You know what I mean?
Supposedly he has billions of dollars, right?
Right.
What else you want?
Yeah, exactly.
And if I had that money, I would have no choice but be preaching the gospel even faster than I do now.
Yeah.
You know why? Because rich men don't go to heaven. You already have your part in life.
That's a tough one. Mm-hmm.
I just don't see you going through those doors.
Yeah.
Think about it. A lot of rich billionaires, look what they do with crypto. They're scammers. They're a bunch of scumbags. What makes you think God's going to let a scumbag into his house?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always a chance, you know what I'm saying? But it is true. What?
If a person's a scumbag, they're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Do you hang out with scumbags? I don't hang out with scumbags.
Not that I'm aware of, at least.
Right? But right. So let's just say you found out that this guy likes to scam people, all this other weird shit. You're not gonna want to be hanging around, know this person for the rest of your life. Like, look at this Tay Faye. This girl pretended like she died or something.
Oh, they'll Tay.
Trust this person ever again in life.
Mm-hmm.
You're out here making a mockery of death and acting like you rose from the dead and shit. I can see people doing that in the future too. Pretending they died. Hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. And some of it is going to involve AI, but that's a different story for a different topic for a different day.
Yeah, but I think things are moving faster than you can imagine.
Yep.
But again, this guy has billions of dollars, and this is what he chooses to do with his life. Hey, man, I'm not going to wipe your ass, so.
No.
Isn't it crazy? I don't think you understand the crazy things I see on a daily basis, yo. Like, there's certain things I want to say that I can't even say because of the fact that I already know how these agencies work. I already know how the world works. I already know who the spies and I already know the networks and stuff. They think people are stupid. And then again, I think Emily said you got to be 10 steps ahead of these fools. It's like you got to play this game with these fools like that.
Yeah.
They control you.
Yep.
Sad thing.
Unless you look to be 10 steps ahead.
That's a sad thing how people think. And think about it, man. This guy's in Italy doing that goofy shit. Oh, by the way, his wife got a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's extremely Christian because that's Christ-like, is for his wife to have a girlfriend.
Hey.
And then people will still say, "Oh, isn't he Christian?"
Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge, man?
I'd be like, I'm not judging. The Word of God is judging him. And I'm just pointing out what's in the Word of God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all three of them got to stand before God with that. And how, because you got to think, you do all that goofy stuff, and TMZ and all these other people, who what he's doing? Oh my God, look at him. Oh my God, like, you like a robot.
Wow, she's really going for it.
Straight up robot.
Look at her girl now.
I find it interesting that when you're without Christ, you're like a damn robot.
Yeah.
Just being repetitive with the same things the world does, but then we're the awkward ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Nah. It's too late. Like, no one can convince me of otherwise, bro. Like, I've already experienced so much through me living like through the lens of the gospel.
Right.
Where there's just no way you can convince me that the way of the world is the right way. There's just no way. It's too late. And I've already seen what I needed to see.
Right? You eat the scripture.
Exactly.
Like right now, I tell you eat the scripture, people think you're eating the page.
No. It's all about intaking that knowledge, man.
Exactly. But that's just to show you how slow human beings can be. Like Jesus said, this is the blood of my flesh, and he's not talking about you eating his flesh, fool.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're like trying to make it look like a vampire. drink my bloody. You're goofy, man. Like, people who think like this, it's like, how can we have conversations with these people?
Yeah.
I saw a video like about 2 weeks ago that I wanted to show you. It was about a guy talking about how Jesus Christ is not who he claims to be. And I'm like, I sat for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, see, such a fool. You're so foolish to think that you can either add or subtract anything that's in this book.
Yep.
I don't care for no AI new book. I don't care for your thoughts, your opinion about nothing. It's already said and done, and that's what we have to work with.
Yep.
It's like you're in a video game. You ever seen the game Zelda?
Of course.
You read the manual and you get the going. That's it.
Yep.
It's that simple. But people want to play dumb.
Oh yeah.
But you have to pay. You gotta pay eternal life for your dumbness.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It boils back down to.
Say what?
it all boils back down to the fact that people just don't want to have to answer to a higher being. They don't want
But
that restraint.
but we all will, whether we like it or not.
Hmm.
You know, I can't. Like you again. I do not like. There's nothing that Jesus does not force me to talk about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's nothing in this. My mom, dad, nobody forces me to speak what I'm speaking or whatever song I make. Like, no, ain't nobody forcing me to do nothing. What are you talking about? You know, this comes by the free will. Thy will be done. You ever heard of your will? I don't know what will you're going. Whether you want to go that way or this way, you still got to stand before God with it.
Yep.
So, this message is real simple. People can play dumb, but the dumb way, but you ain't gonna get no way. You ain't gonna get nowhere with the dumb way. So, I just don't understand why people even bother. Why bother making these movies? And like Taylor Swift, I saw a clip of her dancing around like she's dressed like in a witch outfit. Like, you ever seen like the wolf and the little red riding hood story?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's like dancing around and Hector, you ever seen a female when she's dancing? She does this like that.
Yeah. What the heck?
Like it's like I've never been to no concert.
Wait.
I think about how goofy she looked.
Do it again.
That goofy shit, man. That shit hell, man. like she's like a painter. Like, what? Who you dancing? You doing this in front of people, man? You doing this in front of people? Like a witch doing this, and people are falling over head over heels. And then here's the kicker: people say that we worship a man named Jesus.
Right.
They're literally worshiping a singing ass person that can't save you nothing.
Yeah.
Can't heal you. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. At least who I believe in can heal you, save you, change you, transform you, all that stuff. That those ain't even good lyrics anyways, man.
Yeah. And let me just say this. For anyone in the future that might watch this and hear you say what you said about, at least the person, or at least the being that I serve and believe in can heal you, transform you, and all that. And they'll say, oh, well, how come my uncle died of this, or my sister is in the hospital for that, and how come I haven't been healed from this or that? Let me tell you this, and shut everyone up in advance. This can only happen, okay, if you have a really close, genuine, true, like one-on-one connection and relationship with God the Father, and you live a life that chases after Him, and if it's within His will. Because that's the other thing that people don't want to like accept, is like, if it's not in His will to heal you,
it's their will.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, let me tell you something. It's not your will.
Exactly.
It's
never not
been
what we
you.
Want. Yep. If God wants to heal that person, then that person will be healed, through prayer, through faith in prayer, through faith in God the Father, and Him having the authority of healing that person, or, whatever it is that needs to be done. But ultimately, if it's not within His will to do so, then it's just simply not in His will to do so. I mean, people think that they can use God
like a genie
and manipulate God as a genie. Like, oh, I want you to do this, or I need you to do this. But okay, like, are you living a life close to Him? Or are you living like near His chest? Like,
that narcissistic spirit ain't going to heaven.
Yeah, man.
Period.
Yeah.
It's not about you. This world, you didn't create this world. So you better just stop thinking that everything falls under your words. Nothing that comes out my mouth really matters. Because what ultimately matters is what's already been declared. And that's something that doesn't come from me. It comes from who created me, who created this world, who created you. And for you to sit there and think that, oh, it's going to be my way or how, well, then you can get to going. Well, we got to by your standards, yeah, okay. Nah, nigga, it's already hard enough to go by Christ-like standards in a world where they hate you and they want to kill you and hurt you, scam you, and give you a disease with and give you an injection. Like, nah. You're already paying bills, man. You're already paying bills. You're already locked in with a job that if you let go of it, you gotta go start all over.
Yep.
You know the good thing about death? We get to start all over.
Yep. It is true.
We get to start all over in the presence of people that think like-minded, that are like the imagination of God. So imagine that. Imagine we have to deal with these fudge packers, yo.
Yeah.
Coming. It's just unfortunate that we have to see what we see and experience what we're experiencing. But ultimately it's going to happen, bro.
Yeah.
What did Emily say?
She was just laughing at watching you stop yourself from cussing earlier.
Yeah, man.
You get the.
I myself, man.
Ah.
I just want. Can I be one to let loose, man? Like I've been wanting to give it to you the way you deserve to have. Like this, you want me to slap you with the scripture, or want to give it to you in kindness? Like which one do you prefer? You understand what I mean? Can I give it to you this way, or I can give it to you that way? Ultimately, it goes right back to Jesus Christ is the way, the life, and no one comes to the Father but through Him. Whether I say it this way or that way, it may look mean, it may look nice, I may look nice today, mean tomorrow. Ultimately, I'm saying the same thing. You ever looked at rappers? They say the same thing in a different way. Pastor does the same thing. Spreading the message the same in a different voice, different person. It's the same message. Gangster rappers talking the same gangster nonsense. There's nothing new under the sun that won't be revealed. Nothing that you won't even come across that I probably haven't thought about. I'm sure there's things that I have not thought about. Like I don't know how to create a car.
Right.
I don't know how to create a spaceship. I'm not Elon Musk when it comes to those things. But let's look at Elon Musk. This guy's supposed to be, smart, but
he's not, bro. He really isn't anything like special.
Dumb when it comes to scripture, because you're playing with your life, and God don't care if you're a billionaire. That goes for the Amazon guy, Bezos. Like I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Sheikh of Iran or the president of China. You gotta stand before God with what you do, what you talking about. Right behind closed doors. Yeah, you gotta stand before you plotted to kill somebody. You gotta stand before God with it.
Yep.
Real simple. I don't know what makes people think they're gonna escape God's judgment.
They've been lied and deceived into thinking that they can.
So if that's the truth, let's say like we talked earlier, a person being brought up in this so-called religion. Number one, I don't even like religion. Let's just get that out quick. But for someone to be so deceived like that and not take the time to hear the message, like think how long you been on earth? You never picked up the scriptures? Just the word scripture is puzzling. It's a mystery. Imagine when it opens up your eyes, it transforms you. That's why Hollywood and the media. Think about this, Jay. I don't know how long you've been doing this YouTube stuff, but I can imagine you always want to talk about Jesus. MSNBC don't do that. CNN, Fox, like all these people have been around for years. You've been around 3 months, and all you want to do is talk about who gave you life, who you found, how it brings joy to you, even through the suffering and sadness that you go through. Because ultimately, I look at life like, damn, I'm so thankful I found Jesus Christ. But I'm living in a world that's destitute, that's full of deception, full of wickedness, full of liars, people who want to transgress you, want to bump their shoulders against you. You understand what I mean? Like they don't have nothing else but to, I don't know, spread their hateful hateful ways, because ultimately I look at life like this. If my friends, so-called friends, they telling me about Jesus, they probably not my friends, man. Because I think
Exactly.
Jesus is an important message in the world. So if somebody's not telling you about Jesus, you need to really think about what kind of friend you have.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean?
Yep.
This is why I don't hang out with people no more, man. Because people are deceivers.
Well, not only that, the average person nowadays, especially in the States, are just want to be entertained. They just want to be entertained, whether it be through a movie, whether it be through a show, whether it be through, and I just can't.
I ain't playing into their games.
There's
Why
no
you gonna
depth to it.
Game? They don't control you.
Yeah.
I look from the distance and be like, I can't wait till you stand before God.
Mm-hmm.
Good day for you. Yeah. That's why we stay out of the way. There's no reason to jump into traffic when you know this fool is about to walk in front of it with his, like say he's walking with a phone, he's walking into traffic. Why should I jump in the way for you when you're not paying attention?
Yeah. although if this does happen in real life, people will stop to make sure.
I would.
just letting people know in advance.
The situation, they put me in the middle of their bullshit. They put me in the middle of their bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not the one who started the bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't go outside my house and start nothing, man. I got bills to pay, a life, a family to take care of. Take care of me. I ain't got time to be thinking about what you up to.
Yeah.
This world's corrupt, man. This world's so corrupt, yo. It's so deceptive. Anyways, I gotta go, bro. I took 1 extra hour.
I'm not mad at you.
I gotta go to sleep within the next 30 minutes. I gotta be at work by 7. It takes me a whole hour to drive to get there. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. As always, I appreciate your presence. I know the people in the live chat appreciate your presence, so I shall let you go.
I appreciate them staying with us.
Shout
out to your network. Thanks for letting me come through again.
Every time.
We'll do it again, I'm sure.
Yep. Streams, with work and all that, like a little bit, like in the way, things aren't exactly, what do you call it? Perfect, but.
This world's perfect.
Yeah. But we'll definitely make time, especially after September for sure.
No, it takes me an arm and a leg just to get on this internet thing.
Nah.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, always good talking to you. Shout out to everybody. God bless everyone. See you on the next one.
All right. Peace out, sir. Thanks for being here.
Later, bro.
Later. So that was Kiko, and I actually am going to get off within a minute, anywhere between a minute and like 11:35. But in advance, I'd like to thank every single one of you guys. I don't know who all is left still here, but I'll just go through the list of people that I see in the live chat. I'm pretty sure there's a few more that I won't see their names because not everyone interacts in the live chat area. It's just the way it is. I wish that was the case, but sometimes not everyone feels that compelled to type something. So, but yeah, either way, I appreciate whoever does type in the live chat and whoever doesn't. It makes no difference to me. I appreciate your support either way. But yeah, Emily, VS Veronica, Terrence, Bryden, William, I know Red was here for a while, Richard, who else was all here? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Aside from, okay, that's what it was. White Dove was here at some point. And yeah, anyone else who was here at the beginning, middle, end, or throughout the stream, I really do appreciate your love and support and your presence. in the stream. And I appreciate all the birthday wishes you guys sent my way throughout the day, whether it be here on the stream or like on social media. I appreciate it. The offer still stands. All right. If you're wanting to bless your boy with a birthday gift through PayPal or Cash App, the handles are on the banner that's moving. You don't have to. I'm not asking anyone to do it. I'm not telling anyone to do it. I'm just putting that out there for whoever can and wants to contribute to just a birthday gift, or some people say like a cup of coffee or water bottle or whatever. But in this case, you know, if you're wanting to bless me on my birthday in any way, shape, or form, that would be the easiest, fastest way to do it. Again, no one is obligated to, so don't feel obligated to. But the only reason I'm even saying any of this is because I've had people in the past that have told me like, oh, I wish there was like a way I could like bless you with something or whatever, like on your birthday or on Christmas or whatever. Well, those are some of the quickest, fastest ways and easiest ways to bless me today on my birthday. So if you can and want to, that's an option right there. All right. But anyways, I had a lot of fun showing you guys the comics in my personal collection. I had a lot of fun talking with the boys from the Vision IB TV team. And I hope you guys enjoyed me sharing my personal collection with all of you. It's issues that I've shown you guys in the past, but it's always nice to recap, what I hold near and dear to me. And again, just so that we're clear, because again, I say, I don't care who offers me any amount in the world. They could offer me $1 billion and I will not be selling this at all, ever, at any point in time. Not just because it's Eminem on the cover, because I'm not the hugest Eminem fan. Like, I'm a fan, kind of, because I know what he belongs to, so I'm not a complete fan. I'm a fan of his abilities. I'm a fan of his talent. I'm a fan of his art form and all that, but past that, I'm not a fan. But that's not the reason why I would never sell it. The reason I would never sell it, again, is because of the person who gifted it to me. She means the world to me. She is the love of my life. She is the most special female in my life. And yeah, it's like a part of her with me at all times. So that's the way I look at that issue. And it's not going anywhere. Just the same way that person's not going anywhere, God willing. But yeah, that's why I would never sell that one. But anyways, I talk too much. Again, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your love and support and presence in tonight's stream. I hope everyone has a blessed night. Everybody stay safe and blessed out there. I hope everyone in this stream and the families and friends and neighbors and all that and people around them, I hope all of you are blessed tenfold. And I hope and pray and wish the best on all of you. And yeah, just really grateful and thankful for you guys and this small community for this channel. So really appreciate all of you. But anyways, I will let you guys go for tonight. There will be more streams coming soon over the weekend. And obviously, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday or Friday, there'll be like another team stream. But hopefully, and God willing, there'll be a lot more like videos and shorts coming up soon as well. So keep an eye out for that. But anyways, love you guys. God bless. And as always, JDQ with Vision IB TV out.